What is up, SMU crew? Today we are talking about something that is near and dear to my heart. And this is going to be one of your absolute favorite systems, one of your favorite ways to scale your business, to grow as your client load grows. That is outsourcing. So I want to tell you guys that sometimes when you are a service provider, there's a temptation to think, I can do it all. And the truth is, you can. You can do it all. You can handle Pinterest, you can handle Instagram, you can handle Twitter, you can handle everything. But that doesn't mean that you should. And this is a hugely important lesson for you guys. The reason being, when you handle absolutely everything in your business as your client load is growing, as you're starting to see big things happening in your business, as you want to grow and scale, potentially move into an agency, when you are handling everything from A to Z, you're very hands-on, you are not free to spend time taking sales calls, handling client relationships, to go to speaking events, or to write that book that you've been meaning to write. Outsourcing is going to absolutely save you the heartache of trying to do it all while also growing and building your brand. So that leads me to the question, what is outsourcing? Well, besides pointing out the obvious fact that it is a multiplier, it is also a game changer. Outsourcing is when you bring someone else in a big or in a small capacity in order to help you with the exact projects that you are struggling to complete, the projects that you aren't maybe coming to life performing, or in the areas where it takes you quite a bit of time. So I'll show you exactly what you should consider outsourcing as your business grows. Now, before we begin, I want you to know that outsourcing isn't right for absolutely everybody. If you're in the very beginning stages of your business and you have maybe one or two clients and you're looking to generate income to get out of your 9 to 5, maybe it is or is not the right time to outsource work yet. It might make sense, but if it doesn't quite yet, that's okay. Pay attention to these lessons because they're really going to come in handy as you grow, as it's a way to facilitate further growth in your business. So if you're anything like me, you might be thinking, well, outsourcing sounds great, but what in the world can I outsource? I'm going to show you exactly what you can be outsourcing from the very beginning or from the time that you secure enough clients to leave your 9 to 5 to start leveraging yourself to scale your business. You can outsource email management, and this is a great one. How many of us spend way too much time working in our emails rather than working on the things that move our business along? You can outsource the entire LinkedIn process, and that one's really helpful because it's continuing to move forward those potential contacts in your sales funnel while you're being hands off and delegating how to handle the LinkedIn process. You're focusing on the management of social media. Someone else is making sure that that funnel stays full. Graphic design, this is a popular one to have outsourced, especially if you struggle with graphic design like I do. Personally, I like to rely on apps like WordSwag and Adobe Spark Post, but if you have a client that has very particular standards about design, considering outsourcing graphic design is a great way to free yourself up from the burden of trying to learn graphic design in a quick way. As crazy as this sounds, you can actually outsource all of the social media management within your business. So what that means is you are focusing on the strategies and ultimately the completion of everything within your business, but someone else is going in there and doing the dirty work. You can outsource research and pitching. This is one of my favorite tasks to outsource. Yes, I love pitching, but I've got my pitch down, and it's just as easy for someone else to reach out to podcasters, PR, writers on my behalf, and it helps to move the needle forward. So I'm not spending time researching their email addresses and taking the time to actually physically craft every single one of those email pitches. And a really popular one is blogging. Blogging takes up so much time, and if that's something that you've added into a contract with a potential client, you're going to want to outsource it so that you're not spending hours every single week writing blogs. So you might be wondering, how does this work? What does that actually look like? Well, here's how I recommend deciding which sources you should be outsourcing to another person. Number one, organize all of the tasks that you do on a daily basis, weekly basis, and monthly basis. Number two, as you go through all of those tasks, I want you to identify which ones are your particular strengths, because you know that there are a few. You might be really good at Pinterest, but Twitter just does not bring you to life. Star the big things, and these are mission critical tasks. For example, you can't outsource the actual sales call to somebody because they want to talk to you. They want to get to know you and hear the voice behind the brand. Or, for example, creating the social media strategy. Could you outsource it? Possibly, but it's a really big thing in your business, and you want to be the one that's handling it and putting it together. Number four, figure out what you hate. What do you absolutely despise doing on this list? What do you wake up and dread? Those are going to be incredibly important to outsource as fast as you can so that you are not waking up feeling like, oh my goodness, I have to do LinkedIn for 3 clients. I hate LinkedIn. It's not something that I enjoy. Oh, well, perfect. Outsource it. Number five, choose the tasks that you love. If something brings you to life, don't outsource it for as long as you possibly can, because that is the reason you got into this business. You found something that you love doing. Do it for as long as you feel passionate and excited about it. Number six, time-sucking projects. That includes email management, blogging, anything that is sucking up your time. Maybe it's crafting reports or putting together proposals. You can outsource every single one of these tasks. As you go through that list of tasks, you will very quickly be able to identify what should be outsourced based on the goals for your business. Now, another question you might be wondering is, where do I find these people to whom I can trust my livelihood? There are a couple of great places that you can find people to outsource these tasks to. More often than not, they are going to be freelancers, just like you and I. You are their client, and they will be working directly for you, not necessarily as an employee, but probably as a 1099er, just like we do with our clients. One of the best places to find people to do the work that you do not love, that takes up your time, is Upwork. There you can find people who specialize in those exact tasks by searching for them, searching for freelancers who have those exact skills that you're looking to fill. Working with a VA or a VA company that offers VA services is another great way to find someone that you can trust with your outsourced tasks. Now, I don't wholeheartedly recommend Fiverr, as I know that some of the experiences using Fiverr are hit and miss. If you find somebody who's great, who's doing a wonderful job, who has great reviews, feel free to partner with them on a project. Just don't maybe have them tweeting on your behalf. I highly recommend vetting each person that you find on Fiverr, just as you would any potential employee. Facebook groups are also a great place to find people who you can potentially outsource some of your work to, especially if you're looking for a writer. There are tons of groups that focus on freelance writers, people who are looking to guest post, etc. That can be a great way to find exactly the type of services that you are looking for. And guys, in case I couldn't say it enough, SMU is a great place to find people who can handle the tasks that you don't love, that take up your time, etc. Each of us have different strengths. For example, some people are really, really good at Pinterest. Others are really talented at pitching. While some of us are absolute rock stars on Twitter. You can either hire an SMU member or possibly do some type of services trade. I recommend checking this out as a great resource for building your business and outsourcing. So how do you start the process of trusting your livelihood and your entire brand name to somebody? Well, there is a process that goes into it, and here's what it looks like. First and foremost, you should organize all of the tasks that you want to outsource to somebody else. It's important that you have it very clearly defined. You know exactly what you need somebody to be doing on your behalf. Make sure that you have a filing system. It could be Dropbox, it could be Google Drive. It should be some type of cloud-based platform that hosts all of your files, all of your information that you can share easily with this person. Although sometimes you don't even need to share files with them. They're just going to be sharing files with you. In that case, you can have them upload everything to Dropbox, to your Google account, or just email it to you. If there's a process that you want to outsource that is a little bit more complicated, you may want to consider recording your screen, just like I'm doing right now. I personally love ScreenFlow for recording processes, as I think that it really is a great way to quickly portray as I think that it is a great way to quickly convey exactly what you expect, what every single step of the process looks like. It leaves very little room for miscommunication. You should also have really clear directions about your expectations for the project. Is there a certain word that you do or don't want to be used? Are there certain fonts that you want for your graphic design? Are there big no-nos or absolutely these must-happens? Make sure to communicate them because no one is a mind reader. And the more thorough you are with your directions towards your outsource work, the more pleased you will be with the result. And in case you are sharing any passwords with somebody who you have not worked with in the past, I don't recommend just handing it on over unless it's somebody that you know comes highly recommended. LastPass is a great resource to protect and revoke if needed. So I want you guys to consider ways that you can free up your time as your business grows. Are you ready for it? So I want you guys to consider ways that you can free up your time, focus on what you need to be focusing on, outsourcing the tasks that are not yours to manage, and I can't wait to hear how this works for you. Until next week, when we talk a little bit more about systems that are going to make your life easier.